Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to 90 Day Fiancé latest news. Adnan Abdelfattah and Tigerlily Taylor were once the most famous cross-continental pair. Their story was like a dream, made out of poetry and promises made from far away. It ended with a kiss under the city lights and was seen to the world via the lens of 90 Day Fiancé. They were different in every way: their culture, upbringing, language, and life experience. But those differences brought them together. At beginning, Tigerlily was a brave and outspoken photographer from East London who had always lived life on her own terms. Her life was a lovely but chaotic mix of late-night gallery openings, experimental art installations, vegan brunches, and profound philosophical talks in candlelight bars. She was captivating, the kind of lady that made others pay attention, even when she was whispering. Adnan was from a very different place. He grew up in the historic Medina of Casablanca, where rituals, rhythms, and respect defined his life. His days were slower and more thoughtful. He composed poems in Arabic and French, played the oud on his roof, and helped his mother operate a little spice store in the souk. Adnan watched from the margins as Tigerlily danced among the crowds. He didn't have to be seen. He had to feel. A picture started their love story. Tigerlily had put up a picture of a sunset that was blurry and had colors that bled into each other. Adnan stopped scrolling through a discussion about analog photography. He saw something in that picture that was familiar and comforting. He said simply, "This makes me think of home." "Thanks." That one line started weeks of talking. Messages converted into calls at midnight. From laughter to want, Tigerlily didn't tell anyone when she booked a journey to Morocco. It seemed too holy to share. When they initially met at the airport, they didn't say anything. They hugged each other like they had known each other for a long time. She smelled like rosewater and cigarettes. He had the smell of cinnamon and ancient books. They were not the same. They were just right. Tigerlily stayed for a month instead of a week. They drank mint tea on rooftops, told one another memories from their childhoods on lengthy walks, and held each other under ancient stars. It didn't seem like a break. It felt like going home. Things seemed louder when I got back to London. More quickly. But she couldn't get rid of the tranquility that Adnan gave her. A few months later, she applied for a K-1 visa. A buddy who worked as a casting agent told the creators of 90 Day Fiancé about their story, and soon their lives were being watched closely. They consented to be videotaped, not for fame, but for the money. It was enough to help Adnan get back on his feet in London. It was hard at first when I got to England. Adnan missed the call to prayer, the fragrance of fresh semen, and the friendly greetings from everyone in his neighborhood. It was frigid in London, both in terms of the weather and the people. Tigerlily was busy with her shows, but she tried to fill the gap by accompanying him to museums, cafes, and poetry readings. But the city's pace was too much for him. He typically went back to their apartment and talked less and less as the days went by. The cameras caught the tension. Adnan had a hard time understanding the language. Tigerlily was annoyed that he wouldn't talk. Fans liked how passionate they were, but they started to see the gap. They still got married, nevertheless, on a rooftop in Hackney, in front of 20 friends and a film crew. They didn't say traditional vows. Instead, they created a poem together and had a violinist play an original piece. It was personal, creative, and real. But art can't keep a marriage together. At first, the fissures weren't evident. Tigerlily felt he was just getting used to it. Adnan assumed she would take it easy. But their rhythms never lined up. She got up and grabbed her camera. He got up and prayed. She hurried to meetings and photo sessions. He walked around the neighborhood parks and listened to Moroccan music on his phone. He learned how to speak English. She tried to learn how to speak Darija. But there was still something they didn't say to each other. Adnan started writing in a journal. Every day, his entries got sadder and sadder. "London is gray, but she is the sun. But I can feel her light fading away from me a bit more each day." Tigerlily told her best friend Clara that she felt like she was failing as a wife. One night over wine, she stated, "I wanted to love him into this world. But I think I've only made him more alone." An invitation was the turning point. Tigerlily had been asked to show her paintings in Berlin, an artist residency for 3 months. She was overjoyed. Adnan, not as much. He asked in a low voice, "Am I going with you?" She thought about it. He would never forget that moment of doubt. That night they battled. They spoke things they didn't mean. She said he was trying to control her. He said she was leaving him behind, both emotionally and now physically. The next day, she traveled for Berlin. By myself. For weeks, they hardly talked. Adnan lingered in London, in a flat that echoed with her absence, in a city he still didn't understand. He spent his days capturing black and white pictures of places that had been forgotten, such empty train stations, peeling posters, and wet alleys. It was like every photo was a piece of his heart that he couldn't describe. On the other hand, Tigerlily threw herself into her task. She met other artists, got back in touch with an ex-boyfriend, and let herself become lost in Berlin's creative maelstrom. She didn't cheat on him. Not in a bodily way. But how do you feel? She wasn't even sure anymore. Something was different when she got back to London. Adnan seemed quiet yet distant. Not enough excitement. He wasn't asking questions anymore. He didn't ask about Berlin. Didn't ask about her work. Did not touch her. One night, she looked through his phone. Not because she didn't trust him, but because she didn't know who he was anymore. There were no hidden things. Not another woman. Just a lot of poems. I married a wildflower and tried to put her in concrete. I deserve the quiet she gives me. That night, she cried next to him while he slept. The next day, she took down all of his pictures from her Instagram. Not because she was mad, but to get ready. She still didn't know why. Of course, Adnan noticed. He didn't ask her why. He only posted one picture. An empty chair beside a window. There were streaks of rain on the glass. The caption said, "Some spaces are hardest when they are quiet." The media went crazy right away, and it didn't stop. Tabloids made up stories about anything from cheating to immigration fraud. People picked sides. Comment sections become battlefields. Adnan and Tigerlily both stayed quiet for a month, until Tigerlily suddenly spoke up during a short Instagram live. She spoke softly and her eyes were puffy. "We're not okay right now. I wish I could tell you more. I wish I could figure it out myself. I still adore him, that's all I know. But love isn't always enough." Adnan sent out a statement on his poetry blog the next day. "I used to think love was a bridge. But some rivers are too big. I would still swim for her again." Their pals sought to help. Clara asked them both to supper. They came, but they sat on different sides of the table and only talked when they were asked to. Adnan delivered a present, an old picture of Tigerlily's first sunset post. She smiled but didn't put it in a frame. Both went to therapy on their own. Not together. Tigerlily looked into childhood wounds related to abandonment and commitment. Adnan talked on being displaced, his sense of identity, and how much he missed home. He said that sometimes he dreamed in Darija and woke up crying. The stillness between them got deeper, not louder. They still lived together, but the bed was frigid. People ate their meals alone. They would leave polite notes for each other in the fridge from time to time. No more kisses. No more "I miss you." Then the letter came. Adnan put it on her pillow before heading back to Casablanca for a month to see his sick mother. "It wasn't a big deal. Just be honest. I will understand if you find peace without me. But I'll be there waiting if you still dream about me." Tigerlily read it 100 times. She watched their old footage while he was gone. It was the scenes from 90 Day Fiancé that never made it to TV. Laughing. Crying. The first time he drank British tea. The moment he said he wanted to make a life with her. For hours, she cried. She also read through his journal. At first, she wasn't sure. But there was something inside her that yearned to know what he wasn't saying. What she found wasn't anger, but sadness. Sadness for a relationship that hadn't ended, but had gone in different paths. Adnan looked different when he came back. More powerful. Or maybe they just gave up. At first, they were quiet as they sat in the kitchen. Then Tigerlily said something. "I read your letter." He nodded. "Did you find peace?" he inquired. "No," she said. "But I found the truth." And they talked for the first time in months. Talked a lot. About everything. What they are afraid of. The things they did wrong. Their strong, lasting love. And the terrible chance that it might not be enough. They decided to break up. Not with fury, but with a weird softness. They weren't foes. They used to be a wonderful match, but suddenly they weren't. Tigerlily left. Adnan lived in the apartment for another month before deciding to move back to Morocco for good. They would send birthday notes, share memories, and check in on each other from time to time. A year later, Tigerlily debuted a new show called Ghosts of the Living. There were pictures of chairs in it, Windows. Hands almost touching. There was only one picture on one wall. A sunset in Morocco. There was one line written in Arabic in the corner. Some loves never die. They just turn into poems. Adnan never went to see the exhibit in person, but he did read about it, and he smiled. This gossip is over. If you liked the video, then give your opinion in the comment box and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.